Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Erosium and welcome back to another video. Guys, we did it! So there has been another hotfix since my last video, and I think just the general gold makers community went out there and we told Blizzard, we said, no, Blizzard, you will revert this change. And Blizzard said, no, we will not, but we will change it to be more relevant to the people that should be punished, not the average potato gold maker like myself, which is great, guys. So we have now got our posting back to normal. It's not a 3-second kind of post as it was yesterday, which was insane. Safe to say, I absolutely loved Samadan's comparison video. That was so creative. Samadan, if you are at all watching this, a great job on that video, man. I absolutely love your content. But yeah, really just great stuff that they're doing right now in World of Warcraft. And I'm so proud of the gold makers community, standing up to Blizzard and saying this was not right. So let's get into the actual hotfix itself. This is hotfixes June 17th, 2020. Here you'll find a list of hotfixes that address various issues related to World of Warcraft, Battle for Azeroth, and WoW Classic. Some of the hotfixes below take effect the moment they were implemented. Blah 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 blah. Hotfixes, June 17th, 2020. Auction House. Significantly relaxed the throttle on all auction house operations except cancelling auctions. So this isn't to say that Blizzard have just got rid of the throttle. It basically just means that they've significantly obviously relaxed it, so it's still there, guys. So don't take it to the maximum of what you can do. I'm sure someone will find out where the maximum of the throttle is, but just be wary that if you take the Mickey with the auction house, then you're gonna have to deal with that throttle. So it might be a good idea to stick to like the around 200 item maybe, like as your max crafted item on each character, and that way you won't have to deal with the throttle. I think that's going to be really good. As for the other stuff there in the hotfix, this is kind of like other stuff away from kind of what I'm really wanting to make this video about. So if you want to look at that, feel free to obviously read it what's on the screen. In other news, what have I been up to on World of Warcraft? I've been thinking recently that there are many ways to make gold on World of Warcraft, and they all involve large amounts of effort for large amounts of gold as a return, except for a few, and it's kind of been the same in every expansion, because I've been there for every expansion of World of Warcraft. I've been there on the day it's released, and I've played it for probably like 6 months, and then I've probably taken like a month or two break, and then returned back to WoW. That's usually what happens to me in kind of expansions. Until recently, I've come back and I've been absolutely loving it. Well, something I've noticed is that people with large amounts of alts can make use of game mechanics in a much easier way and much more efficient way than most people can. Now, one of the things that I really liked was the Garrison gold method. If we go down to one of my characters here, let's just go down to Erosium. You can see that I make a bunch of gold using my garrisons in Warlords of Draenor. Now, I'm not going to pretend that they're the most fun thing or that they were implemented well, because I think that player housing could have been implemented way better than it was. But I do think that they make a lot of gold with this technique, so I've been basically training up a bunch of alts in order to basically do this stuff. I've got this is a tailoring emporium just here. And then, oh no, that's the inscription emporium just here. And this is the tailoring emporium just here. And each day, all I do is I log in and I craft my hexweave cloth. I stick it in my guild bank. So if I run over here, you can see my guild bank's just here. And if we go to materials, and drag this up to here, you can see that, each day I grab the materials I require out of there, I craft them up, and then I stick them back in. And eventually, at the end of the week, I get a hexweave bag for each one I do. Each of my alts every 5 days can make a hex weave back because of, you know, their daily craft and just collecting these work orders. Now every 4 days I log in and I basically get the actual work orders here, and I restock, which is just here. So you can see here it says your all work orders will be completed in 3 days. So technically I don't need to collect this reward here, and I don't need to restock this for 3 more days. So there's no point in me messing about with doing that every single day. It just takes kind of too long. And if I go over to my barn over here, you can see with the barn, where is he? Here he is. And he says 3 days again. Now, I know when I do eventually click these, so I'll click these right now, for example. And I can do a restock just really quickly. So that'll take up to 5 days. It's kind of out of sync now, so I'm probably going to redo this whole place in a little bit. But that's giving me 12 savage bloods, and now I can either take those to the auction house and sell those, or I can just turn those into 50 gold each of those 12, so that's 600 gold straight away. Now if I were to take the hexweave cloth from here, that will allow me to make my hexweave bags that much quicker. And if I were to take my war paints from here, I can make something called, if I open up inscription, and I'm you know, a complete potato at this type of stuff, but you can make war paints with inscription, and that allows you to make cards of omens. Now I can make like 18 of these. Let's make a few of them. I'm not going to make too many because it's just, you know, it's kind of boring content for the video, and I want to do an overall video where I open like, you know, 10,000 cards or something on video. I think that would be really cool. But basically, if I just spam my macro here, which will basically right click these cards, I have a chance of one of these cards spawning a 6,000 gold vendor item. 6,000 gold vendor item. How insane is that? So each day I'll just, you know, craft those. Not each day, sorry, every 3 or 4 days I'll craft those cards all up, flip them, and then sell them to the vendor. And if I get a card that's, you know, worth 6,000 gold, then I get a card that's worth 6,000 gold. Now I know that the average card that you make and flip is worth 4 gold 50. 4 gold 50. So if I say make 10,000 cards, you can see how the average of that will kind of work out. On average, if you are doing this method, you're making 400 gold with the barn. You're making 400 gold with the barn with the savage bloods. You're making 400 gold with the hexweave bags per day, and you're making 400 gold with the cards of omens per day. So in all, you're making about 1,200 gold for about 3 minutes work per day. And don't get me wrong, every now and again you have to go and do the restock method on your barn, and go to basically Nagrand, which is just over here, and collect a bunch of wolves, and that usually takes about 15 minutes work for about 80 to 90 cages, which it is what it is, guys. But it is so little work for, you know, just loads of gold. And when you look at it, and I'll pull up a calculator right now. So you have 18 characters on a realm, and you're making 1,200 gold per day on those characters for that 3 minutes work. So I will do times 1,200, and that is 21,600 gold. Yeah, we'll work out the time afterwards as well. So 21,600 gold times, let's just say 30 days of the month, probably, yeah, 30 days of the month. That is 648,000 gold. 648,000 gold for the month. That is your WOW token and loads of gold to spare. And honestly, this takes me probably 10 to 20 minutes each day as I'm drinking my coffee. I just do this, log into each shop, get it done, and then I'm out and I carry on playing the game as I normally would. And it's just like, when you create these daily habits, you're creating something that is allowing yourself to be more efficient, getting a lot more gold and a lot more fun and appreciation out of the game. Because when you go to that auction house, you want to buy something, you can buy it. You know, you're not like, oh, I've got to go farm a bunch of jellies, or farm a bunch of herbs, or farm a bunch of ore for hours and hours to get the gold so I could buy this item. No, you're just like, oh, you know what? I can just log into my alts and just do this for a few days, and I've got all the gold I need. You know, if you do this every day, you no longer pay for WoW, ever. So that's my goal. So that is why right now I am leveling a army of alts, an army, guys, an actual army of alts. So yesterday I leveled all of these characters from whatever level they were up to level 30. I think this one went to 30. Oh gosh, I clicked it. Went to 31. And I'm also leveling 3 Death Knights at the same time, and I'm taking each of those 10 levels up at a time. Basically, I'm just trying to get them all to level 90, and when they're at level 90, I will basically just start doing the garrisons. And the garrisons, you get about 6 levels all in all quite quickly from just doing garrison stuff. Let's log back out of this character. And I've got each of these parked at a inn so that I can maximize the amount of... Oh my god, I'm clicking once. Why is it doing the double click? Gosh. So as you can see, you know, I've got 3 Death Knights here, and I'm leveling each one to level 70, then doing 10 more levels, then 10 more levels, then 10 more levels. I'm just going like that. And eventually what I want to do is just have all of these kind of get to the garrison around the same time if possible. And if they can get to the garrison around the same time, I will just have a ton of gold just to start earning across all of my characters. And then once I've got this realm complete, because I'm going to do 18 characters on this realm, I'm going to flip a coin and change realm. I'm going to go to, I think, Argent Dawn, and I want to have this as my Horde realm. I want this to be my Horde realm. And I'm going to have all of my Horde characters here, because I've played Horde a few times, you know, but I've never really like committed, and I want to have a Horde realm specific. I've never played on an RP realm either, and I do like to do a bit of auction housing here and there, so I do want to have a Horde main. So I've decided I'm going to make Argent Dawn my Horde Central, and Silver Moon as my Alliance Central. So that's going to be my 2 realms that I'm going to focus on entirely, guys. And yeah, that's what my plan is. And I'm planning to make a video shortly of a leveling challenge, but a leveling challenge for those who need to level an army of alts, and things that you can do along the way to make that really fun for yourself and challenging. And I'll also create a tips and tricks guide for that, because there are certainly some things I've learned about leveling. How many characters is there right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so there's certain things that I've learned about leveling 10 characters at once, and I think they're very relevant and helpful to general people out there. One of the main things I think is Azeroth's autopilot. You know, I thought that leveling in dungeons was the quickest way, but I tell you what, when I'm using that Azeroth autopilot, it doesn't feel like dungeons is the quickest way at all. And I tell you what, the difference in terms of speed when I'm leveling a Pandarian versus like one of the normals, the speed is incredibly different because I've got so much rested XP. Worth using Pandarians. The only difficulty is they obviously start at level 1, you got to level them up, which takes a bit of time, and you could say, you know, is that time investment worth it versus, you know, starting at level 20 with one of the allied races, etc. But yeah, guys, that is kind of the update from me in this video. I know it's been more of an update video for you guys, but I hope you have kind of liked the video. I do just want to say as well, let's pull up some statistics here on the old channel arena. Let's go to that. Pull this aside. There you go. I think we might be hitting partner today. Oh no! 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 Guys, we're so close. 80. Only we need 79 more hours watched, and we will hit that partnership. I am so excited for that. And this month, guys, we've grown by over 200 subscribers, and I've only kind of been producing videos, I think, for about 3 weeks since my my last YouTube break. So this is absolutely incredible. Please make sure you smash that like button, and I can't wait to get partnered, guys. It's going to be so awesome. I really appreciate all the support that you guys are going to be giving the channel, and I appreciate everything about you guys in the comments. So I will see you in a future episode. This is Rosie out, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.